Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 248. This is a standard flush pole shown in the 605 or polished brass finish. 605 means actually means three things. It is manufactured of solid brass. That's first inferred by the 605. Second, that means that it is in a polished finish. And third, that it has a clear lacquer on it. Available in all the common finishes, your chromes, your brass, your bronze color, satin polished. Oil rubbed obviously as well. Satin nickel can be done. Other custom finishes Trimco can typically do on this material as well. This is a standard flush pole that you're going to see in typical residential applications. There is a link below this video to the template for this item, and I'm going to pull that up now. And what that gives you is a overall dimension. They have it at 1.5 inches wide. They have it at 4 inch tall. Now the projection, they have it at, they call it out at 7/16, and that is certainly going to be the case. So your best way to go about mortising for this is going to be with a router. And if you're going to do more than one or two, quite frankly, it's just easier to create a template and then to go about routing for this. I would use, a router with a 2-flute carbide 1/2 inch router bit, and I would create that template. I would leave myself, not more than 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch total from this point down to this point, and then the same in the width to route into the door. A depth maybe 1/2 of an inch, would not need to be any deeper than that. You don't want it any larger than necessary. You don't want any slop in there, because when you tighten the screws down, you don't want to draw the plate too far to one side. So, 1/8 of an inch total would be my guess. And looking at the template, if your 4-inch overall height, three and 5/8 should be plenty of width. Oh, pardon me, height. Whoa, glad it wasn't glass. 3 and 5/8 here to here would be where I would start. I like to use a caliper on this sort of thing so that I can get incredibly accurate. Plus, that allows me to, very accurately test how my template is as well. And the same for the width. They're at 1.5 inch overall width. I would probably be very tempted to be about 1 1/8 inches in the width. So that logic matches up with 3/8 of an inch less than the overall in both directions. That's what I would try. As I'm reviewing this video, I don't have the benefit of the template immediately in front of me, but based on my experience of mortising for hardware, that's where I would start. Before you go about mortising this, you'll probably want to take a look at the rest of the area, the facility, whatever the space is, a home, commercial application, to make sure that your vertical height, however you're measuring it, is going to be matching or compliant with not only a pole that might be in the edge of the door, but of course other locks. You don't want to have a long hallway, let's say on one side you have bypassing doors. You want that line of sight to be consistent all the way down that long hallway. So take an audit of the other items around prior to mortising. Back set, 2 and 3/8 would be very typical to the center line. There's no hard and fast rule about that. 2.5 inch. Depending on your trim, you might want to move it back, or if your door has an unusually small style, you might want to center it in the style, accounting for the trim that might be installed on the jamb. The name Trimco is synonymous with all things trim and auxiliary hardware related. And by the way, screws are included. These are steel-based screws, which is not necessarily a bad idea. Brass is a rather soft material for screws. People will unintentionally strip that out and then find it difficult to find a replacement screw. The name Trimco is synonymous with all things trim and auxiliary hardware related in their catalog, which you can link to from the manufacturer's page from below this video, will allow you to familiarize yourself with all of their product offering. Sometimes their lead times are a little bit long, but what is always true, their material is always well worth the wait. If you have any questions on the Trimco 248 flush pole or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.